live streaming on Facebook right now. Yeah. So it's happening. This is the first episode of the Saturday night lockdown.
Exactly.
Love you guys too.
First one.
Okay. I hear a feedback. So the first technical problems, but then I hear a feedback right now.
But it's from whom? I turned off my.
I think it's probably here. Yeah. It's the histogram. All right. So, hello, everyone. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
All right. So we're ready for Facebook as well. Yes, I see a lot of people coming. Hello. So we are going live on Facebook as well. And we're going to spend an hour together with KRIMH from SepticFlesh.
Correct.
Yes. So, perfect. All right. So we are live right now. And we are live on Facebook as well. So good evening, everyone. We finally made it. We are starting this video broadcast, which is called Saturday Night Lockdown. And it's pretty weird for me, at least. But it's our way to be in contact with you guys in this moment, which is one of the weirdest ever with this pandemic spreading, and we really need to get in contact with you. And we thought this was a great way to do it. And also another thing that we really miss is to go on tour and play for you, of course, but also spend times with good friends. And another thing that we were really missing was like getting in touch with good friends. And we decided to have this little series every Saturday night in which we invite a good friend of us and spend an hour together, talk about music, about hobbies. You can ask whatever you like, and we will, be happy to answer. So tonight it is as I said, the first night we are doing this, and we are honored to have KRIMH from SepticFlesh with us. So I think in a bit you're going to see him. So say hi to KRIMH.
So where do I pop up?
You should pop up pretty soon. We have a little bit of delay.
It's okay.
And, and also later on, Eugene, our drummer, is going to join us. So it's going to be a 3-people chat. Okay.
Amazing.
So how was this quarantine in Austria?
Hey, there I am. I see myself. Hello, everybody. First of all,
you see it?
Yes,
let me check. Wow, we look super cool.
Yes. So I'm representing.
I have a white, super bright forehead on Instagram.
It's okay.
It's like Cool.
So you asked how is it going in Austria with all this craziness?
Yeah.
Well, I guess like the rest of Europe, like lockdown, everybody's running around in masks like this, going to the store. But I just read the news that it's the first time that actually there are more cured persons than new infected. So
we have some good news here. Also, it's a disaster, but it's apparently at least this stable right now.
Yeah,
it's not getting worse as before. It was like increasing, and every day the contagions and also death right now is going down a little bit, but that's basically good. The same thing.
Yeah, because I remember that it was just madness, as we are neighbors, and of course we hear all the time the news and we see the pictures and it's, oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but I hope we just talk also
yes.
about something more nice than just all the time the crisis.
Yeah, of course. But the good thing is that at least us as musicians, that we are not able to go out on tour right now, but we still find a way to be close to our fans and also to progress in our careers in different ways and progress as musicians as well. We have more time to practice, more time to work on our stuff. I guess actually what we are doing right now is, working more and more on our stuff. What your guys doing?
It's the same here. I mean, for us, not much changed because we are making a new album right now, and so we plan.
So we are actually spoiling it.
Well, it's nothing new that we're recording a new album.
No.
So
and you play some new songs tonight.
Us. Yeah, sure. The first blast beat with tiny hands there is.
I guess.
Exactly. The one hand clap.
Oh wow! This is a professional one.
Listen.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. No, but so we're really busy working on the album, and can imagine it's madness. A lot of ideas being sent back and forward and changed. So we are fully working. Like for us, nothing changed. Just around us, the world is on a hold. People go to the store with the masks. So you barely see any people, anyways, walking around. But you just spend hours still in the practice room playing all the time. So it just feels a bit like in a zombie movie or something like this.
I know. There's it's a totally unseen something like this, even for our grandpas, and they I think all this reminds the Second World War probably.
Yeah, I mean that's what what the politicians say. It's like the biggest crisis since the Second World War, and we're spoiled kids, and we never experienced anything like that. For us, we always had everything all the time. It's just weird for us to not go to H&M and buy something, like buy new clothes if you need, or not go to this store, or not do that, or not go to shows. But if you listen to some stories from your grandparents, what happened during the war, you're like, okay, that's still not comparable. Still not comparable.
Yeah. That's why we are so pissed off with all these people that they cannot even respect these very basic restrictions that we have. They just ask us to stay home. I mean, they're not asking us to go to the front and die. As it was happening to a lot of people that have had the same age of us right now. So, I mean, it's a war that we can fight from the sofa. So it's very, I don't understand this I would say this behavior. They just wanna. They just underrate the problem, and this is underrating the problem as a big consequence for everyone, included those who don't underrate it, which is make it last longer. So it's and it's going to be worse and worse. So
I know.
I really hope that everyone.
Yeah, I just think that it's because if you don't get it, if you're still fine, you're just like, why should I stay at home? Yeah. Because only if someone in your family catches it, and
then everything changes. Like all the perspective is totally changes in that. Yeah, I got it. Oh, we are gonna get fat. It says this guy on Instagram. Yeah, absolutely.
No, I don't get fat. I lost 5 kilos. So,
you lost 5 kilos? Yeah.
Yes, from playing. So, how about you?
No, I'm okay. I'm okay. I mean, I'm Italian, so I like to cook and I like to eat. So let's say that I'm trying my best to don't gain that much. Let's say. All right. So let's see if we have some comments. Okay. First of all, I wanna talk about the incredible cover that we have for this this video broadcast. There is a girl from England. She's called Abby, and back in the days, like last year, she did this incredible caricature of the whole band for us, and we discovered her art, and we thought she's super talented. She did a lot of musicians, and when we started talking about this thing of having this kind of program, let's say, we decided to have a cover or something that is very special and at the same time not too serious, because what we need right now is to be very, to entertain a little bit of people. So we thought that style was perfect for us. And so I called her, and she realized this logo with me, with the microphone. She's super talented. She nailed it immediately, and that's great. She did you as well,
Yes, she did.
And
she did even my cat.
Yeah, unbelievable. Yeah, and so I wanted to tell everyone that she's of course an independent artist. So if you want to support her, she has a Patreon, which is www.patreon.com @abystabbyart, and you will find a lot of art there, and you can contribute in sending some help to go on with this great career that she has as an artist. Okay, so now what I wanted to do is to Ian Dileo. Ciao, Ian. So this guy, incredible, impossible.
Incredibile.
All right, so I think it's impossibile. Incredibile, impossibile. Yes. All right, so we can start reading some comments as well. See a lot of people writing. Okay, so yeah, we hope to be back on the road, and we don't know when actually, but what are your plans? You're gonna go back to on tour next year in 2021.
Yeah, I know that the biggest thing for us now is to finish the album, and I guess that as soon as all this shit settles down a little bit, we try to start touring. But I think it's gonna be the beginning of next year, probably.
Yeah.
So, we want to have new material, and this album is kind of important for us. It's the first album for Nuclear Blast, so we spend our time trying to do this good as possible. Plus, now with all the delays, we have to see how it affects us also with recording.
Okay.
I just hope that we can finish it as planned. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But if there are no shows allowed, then nobody can play. That's how it is.
Yeah, I know. We are suffering a lot of this because we postponed the tour, but it's still very maybe too soon to have like a final confirmation for that. But we are pretty lucky that they rescheduled all the gigs for September, more or less. So hopefully it's gonna happen. I have a good feeling, but this thing is very, very, it's definitely bigger than what we expected at first, at least, when we started hearing stories about this thing, was like, it looked a little bit far away from us, it was like, it's happening in China, but we're going to US, this kind of stuff, it takes a little bit, and in the end, this is globalization. So it was here in just a few months. In a few months, exploded here as well, and now it's in America. So
it's everywhere. If you look
everywhere.
at the map, it's even on some small, stupid, shitty islands that They're not stupid, but I mean, they're just so tiny that you cannot see them actually really on the map, and still there are infected people, so it's literally everywhere.
Hannah Fliesager asks if you are sitting on something special because you look like jumping.
Yeah, I'm sitting on the gymnastic balls, so that's why.
No fucking way.
Yes, for real. That's why I'm that bound.
All right. So this guy says, do another tour together. We really we'd like to, you know, like we did the last one we did together was South America.
That was a fun one, right, Ian?
Absolutely. And actually, when we met, we won when you were in Decapitated first. It was I think, yeah, that was the first time we met. We did 2 tours together when you were in Decapitated, because we did Europe and US in 2011. So it's a long. Correct. It's 2 lives away.
Correct, 2 lives away. You know.
Wow. And yeah. It was great though, like very, very. I have great memories of those tours.
Yeah, you know what's my memory? Your stinky stage clothes and the loud backstage when you guys came off the stage and you were like exploding of things that.
Yeah, then now it's way better. Now it's way better. We washed them. No. Come on, you wear those fucking latex thing, you know, that it's even worse, I think, right now.
I had to actually stop doing that because it just started to rot. It started to...
No way.
Well, the latex at one point, at least my costume, it started to be really sticky and started to smell like dead fish. And it was impossible to clean it. I tried to put baby powder on there. I tried to do anything with it. I still have it hanging outside for over a year. It's hanging outside, okay? Fresh air. And it's impossible.
This guy says that he saw us together with SepticFlesh just before you joined the band. So I think it's time to go back to Canada and to go back to North America with this, new lineups, because we have a new lineup right now as well.
Correct. Everybody has a new lineup.
Yeah, it's time to show the world this new lineups and how we perform, how we deliver now. Actually, we feel very good right now.
Yeah, I mean, I know your drummer pretty well, and it's amazing.
Yeah, it's gonna join us in a minute. I'm gonna read a couple of other questions. It's like, what bands are you listening to at the moment?
So
what bands?
You want to start? Yes.
What bands I'm listening to at the moment? Of course, SepticFlesh.
Wow.
no jokes. I mean, like, for real. I was doing a workout and I put your latest album yesterday or the day before yesterday, and it's great. Sounds great. Also, today I checked out the new Vader song. It's they just released the new video, and I think it's super cool. And they did a video with the Gruppa 13. They are a super talented company they did all the Behemoth, all this guy. Yeah, podcast stuff. Yes, very, very good, very good.
I know.
That's what I'm listening to, like in metal in general. And that's it. What about you? Also, the new video from Nightwish and the new song, I like it a lot.
Okay, I have to check that out. To be honest, as I'm so busy with writing own music and try to, I rather focus on listening our stuff right now, the new things. I don't want to be influenced too much by other things from the outside. So in those moments when there's stuff you have to write, I just barely listen any metal music. Just try to listen whatever is completely different. If it's classical music, I mean, as Krzysztof Penderecki just passed away some days ago.
Yeah.
I was listening a lot of his stuff, and but as I said, if I'm so involved in writing music, you're just getting tired the ears are getting tired.
You need some silence to focus more.
Yes, you need silence, and So right now I don't have any specific bands, to be honest, especially not metal bands.
Said Abby says, what about touring with Devin? Is that that was like mainly festival, I think.
Yeah, the plan is to have like 2 blocks of tours, like one in June and the other one end of July and till middle of August.
Okay.
So and it's a mix of festivals and some club shows.
Okay, so let's cross the fingers, because right now, I don't know. I think the first part, that's what happens to us. It's happening to us as well with the festivals. We have a good amount of festivals in August, so we still hope that all these festivals are going to happen. And in July and in June we have a little bit less, and but some of the festivals, the organizers are trying their best to do them, to not cancel them. I was reading about the Gefle, for example. All the informations that we have about the Gefle festival are that it's going to happen. So we have to be confident. We have to try to be confident, and also we have to trust the bookers and the promoters, and they will like government will give new restrictions, whatever, some of them they will cancel or reschedule. Some of them they might try to adapt, their festivals and respect these new restrictions and make it anyway. So we don't know, actually. Let's see.
No, it's hard to tell. I just hope that nothing is interfering. At least for me, it's being very tight also to go to Sweden in order to record drums there. I just hope there is no issues with this. And about the shows, it's really hard to say. Everyone is waiting. Everybody's just like in this position to either cancel or not, depending how the situation looks like. Some days I'm very confident. Some days I'm absolutely not. And I'm like, cannot see things happening like this in the situation we are globally, because, it's very complex.
Yes.
To run a festival, it's not only about bands, it's about the people, organization, it's about flights, it's about...
Season. Yeah.
So it's not that I want to say like, no, they're not going to happen. It's so much work that I put in all of this. And so I hope, of course, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Or maybe just the second half of it. We'll see.
Yeah, also for us, like it was the same with the tour with the string quartet. Was it was a disaster because it's so much work behind this. So the first thing was like reschedule, because it takes almost a year to set up something like that, So it's for the bookers. I told the people in the. I talked about this in the live stream we did this week with all the guys. It's we're lucky that all the bookers and all the people that worked on that tour is still in. So we had the opportunity to reschedule this. But many of some tours got canceled, and I cannot imagine the loss in terms of economical loss and also time loss that all these bands and people suffer.
But the one thing I think was good that you guys were not stuck somewhere because other people and other bands had to cancel midway and they had to go home and try to get home somehow. And I think it's the worst situation. And so
we didn't we stopped Eugene from coming home, from coming here at the practice room, because he lives in Vienna. Yeah. It was about to come, and I remember that actually I was outdoor that day, and we were deciding this, like, what do we do? What should we do? Because we didn't know what was gonna happen in about few hours, and then we decided it was like, okay, stay home and let's see tomorrow. Maybe we book you another train or another flight. Let's see if it gets better or worse, because it was so unpredictable. And then he said, I think, I'm going to stay home. He suggested to do that because he felt that something was about to happen, and then the border was closed. So imagine, if he would have come, here, he should have stayed here for a month, probably.
Yeah, or even longer. The same situation.
Yeah, a lot of practice. So I see him here. So guys, please welcome Eugene. Yeah, let's see. We have a little bit of delay. You don't see him in the histogram because histogram has this restriction of 2 people. So if you want to check out the live stream with 3 people, with all the 3 of us, you have to move to Fleshgod Facebook page.
Correct.
This is very, very professional. All right. Okay.
There he is. I see the beard.
Yeah.
You see me?
Yeah, we can also hear.
Hello there.
Look at this metal guy.
Yeah.
Hello, what's up? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It's so good.
Very good.
We were talking about the fact that you stayed on a few hours before they closed the border. You were about to come here, and so we were talking about the bands that had to cancel the tour while being on tour. Like it happened to Insomnium that they flew there, they played 1 show, and then they had to come back, or Dragon Force.
Decapitated, the same.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Decapitated was on tour.
Decapitated, yeah, they were on tour as well. They played like halfway of the tour, I think. They were halfway or something.
Even Devin Townsend, he had the problem in the US. He just got stuck.
Yeah. You have to stop.
I think that was a Sunday when I was supposed to come down, and I talked to my dad. A special shout out to my dad, who was the one who talked me out of going to Italy, because he was like, it's not worth it. I have a bad feeling about this. And then literally next day they closed the border, and I was like, okay, that was
yeah.
So
and we were like
yeah, it was tight. I was supposed to go also to Poland to record something in Warsaw, and so I see how the stuff is getting worse and worse, and I'm like, I don't know, Czech Republic just closed the border. How the fuck shall I go with the bus through Czech Republic? It's impossible. And just 2 days later, Poland said also, nope, nobody can come. And still, I think it's the same situation. So
yeah. So there's a lot of people that we didn't check on Instagrams. Hey guys, can you play something for you? No, not right now. But we can talk. Just make questions. Here is Michele from. He's the drum tech for Rhapsody. It's like I was supposed to have 3 tours in a row. Rock metal classics with Alice Cooper headlining Rhapsody and Primal Fear Symphony X in US. And he had to cancel everything. So sorry for you, man. Spain is very bad. So yeah, we're sending very positive vibes to Spain, and we know France also, yeah.
Awesome.
And now, US also is like disaster now. What is this? I just want to mention that I discovered Fleshgod when Powerglow posted the picture of themselves wearing your customs. Wow, what a nice way to promote a band. Yeah, this guy Tim says is getting really bad there. Oh, Josh McMorran, hey man.
Yeah, Josh, I just saw him too. That was the last gigs that we did with in the UK, and it's crazy. It's already almost 2 months, a bit less than 2 months.
Yeah, we were lucky to that thing still worked out somehow.
Yeah.
Have you ever had bad shows, bad performance? If yes, how do you deal with that? Who answers first?
Great question.
Okay.
Yes, happens. Especially if it's stuff that I'm not used to it, or if I'm super tired. What can you do? You just try to suffer through, and then in the past I got super, super mad, like frustrated about this one stupid show. Because, there's this perfection going on. Nowadays, not so much, but I still catch myself sometimes to just like don't understand the world anymore, just being furious because like you know that you can do it, and then on those shows you just like, what happened? Sometimes the brain is slow, sometimes the body is slow. That's how it is, you know. I remember that the Italians were just screaming around. I didn't understand anything. But it was just like, wow. And so
I know a guy that is in this chat, which is not you and not me, so maybe it's Eugene, who gets really mad about his performances. Like, is a fucking freak, man.
I know.
Not true.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
All right. Where's Maug?
He's chilling somewhere. I was actually expecting him to invade the conversation, but he's not here yet.
Oh, he's in his lair. He's guarding the treasure.
Exactly.
No, just quickly back to this bad gig thing. I just wanted to share some experience that I had. What I have learned recently from some very, very lovely and good people is that you got a responsibility in front of your fellow musicians and other people not to upset them with your bad mood. So let's say you got a gig and you're going to be frustrated because of this, and you're going to be always like complaining or grumpy the whole day. You should always think that your bad mood will be kind of toxic and affect your fellow band members. So that's why, and no matter what happens, you know, even if it's a disaster, it is your responsibility to keep the good vibe going on and go off the stage with a smile, right?
Yes, like, I fucked up. Now clap for me.
No, not like that.
What kind of issues did you got during tours? What can you give me as for like advices, which are some key points during touring, besides sleep, of course? This Damiano is a friend of mine. He lives in Switzerland. He's originally from this area, and he's asking about, you know, this kind of stuff that happens, you know, happened many times to us on tour. What's your suggestions, guys?
Shit that happens on tour, you mean? Like,
yeah, stuff like issues that you can have, like even I think even physical problems, stuff like that.
A lot of issues that can happen. First of all,
did you guys suffered about like tendinitis or stuff like? For example, me, I had a back problem back in 2017. Was so bad I had to cancel 4 shows. And we had to cancel 4 shows, but it was not related to playing or being on tour, or maybe being on tour in very rough conditions back in the days. Maybe, yes, I don't know. But it's more like I suffer about this back pain. I suffered a lot, but before. Now I'm much more in shape. I don't know how, but it's happening. I'm getting better, you know, while getting older. I don't know how, and it's a good thing, yeah. Like wine, and so yeah, that thing was a pain. Was a big pain in the ass. I don't know if you guys had stuff like that.
Yeah, I actually have it right now because of playing so much new stuff that you're not used to, and so much new movements, and just basically only new movements, and just playing too much. It just fucks up your body because you're just not used to those movements. I had actually, when I started with Decapitated, I was so focused on, you know, try to make my blast beat somehow louder, and it ended up to that I needed that operation on both thumbs because my ligaments just got too big, and so my thumb would just be stuck in this position when I would wake up, and it would just pop back. So they would cut here, and they would make a surgery, and so I did the first surgery right before I was going to Poland. And then I remember I played my first tour, which was in the UK. It was, I think, a week long. And then I was going back to Austria. I had 2 weeks off. So I came the same day. No, on the next day I came back home. I had the other thumb done, surgery. And I was trying to recover for 2 weeks. take out the stitches, and we start to play again. So it's always really difficult to push your body.
Yeah, there's a girl that says that there is a survival series on tours at the Eugene channel. I think it's quite useful to understand musicians and providing tips.
Yeah, well,
so you have an endorser here.
Yeah, well, it's yeah, not really. I'm just like vlogging some stuff and sometimes giving some life hack tips, how you can make your life easier on the road. But when it comes to health, when not, even not like drum related or whatever, very, very important to be able to take care of yourself. So like I always have like a first aid kit, and and it has like everything there. I can bring you back from the dead, literally, from in that like small box. And you should be also have this kind of responsibility in your mind in front of your teammates to also help them. If somebody gets sick, somebody needs help, you should be able to help each other out, because getting somebody hospitalized is the worst case that can happen, because then shows are canceled, blah, 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 and so on. So yeah, you should be, taking care of yourself and of everybody else. I was born in a family of doctors, so my parents are like a bit crazy sometimes about medicine and stuff like this. They're worrying and all. So, but they taught me well, so I'm fine with that.
Do I have some feedback here? Is it me or is it someone of you guys?
I think it's you, Eugene. Do you have a little bit of feedback?
How's that possible if everything is muted here?
It's like a whistle, like very high feedback, something like that. All right, so let's read some questions on Instagram as well. Can you put this up on YouTube next time? We're trying. It's not, I don't have Facebook and Instagram. It's weird to watch videos on for more than 5 minutes. Okay, it's we will try. We're trying. This is the first time we do something like this, and it's turning out spectacular. So we are already happy that it's happening this way. We will work our ass off to make it work on YouTube and maybe Twitch. We're trying. All right. So, do you guys think this quarantine thing and the global virus will bring a lot of inspiration to be used a lot as a theme in the future metal bands releases? I guess so.
Yeah,
I have this feeling. Yeah.
Apocalypse
equal metal. Yeah.
Yes, correct.
All right. So hopefully both Fleshgod and SepticFlesh will be able to visit Turkey in the near future. Actually, I've never been to Turkey.
Really?
I don't know if you guys have you ever been there playing a show in Turkey?
Yes, just recently, and it was spectacular. It was great.
Really?
Yeah, it was a sold-out show. I think around 700-800 people, something like this. It was great. Nice venue. And I've played with Decapitated also on a festival there. So it's my third time. 2 times with SepticFlesh, once with Decapitated. Yeah.
Right. Do you think that Fleshgod Apocalypse European tour will be cancelled? No. Hopefully not. It's not cancelled at all right now. But let's say that right now the information that we have is that it's not going to be cancelled. Fleshgod and SepticFlesh on tour together in Europe. Do you realize that in the future? We did it in 2013, and we really hope that it's going to happen again. All right. SepticFlesh was amazing last time in Istanbul. So we have
the proof.
We have the proof that it was great.
Aha, you're not lying. Nice.
Show in Brazil. Brazil was great the last time.
Come to Brazil.
To Brazil, always. Yeah. All right. So also, let me make another advertisement moment. Okay.
Bring it.
So this I already announced it today. You know, we have this guitar tab poll, and the song that you chose was Epilogue. So Tuesday, April the 7th, the song is going to be the PDF and the guitar profile are going to be both online on our store, so you can go there, check them out, and right that you are on the store, you should buy something, and that's it. So Epilogue is going to be the song
Great choice, by the way. You guys have awesome taste. I really like that one. Very cool.
Yeah, this guy is reminding me that. Thank you, Kevin. Kevin helped me when we played the Hellfest in 2016. I was suffering very bad back issues.
Oh, that's Kevin. Okay.
You know him?
Yeah, of course. We met at Faken last year when I met KRIMH as well.
Yeah,
the last
he told
time.
me.
Last summer.
KRIMH, are you going? This was Alessandro was asking if you are going to work on new material anytime soon. I guess he's referring to your own material, like your own self project.
Well, right now I have no capacity to do anything else than just SepticFlesh and Devin Townsend stuff. It's always hard to do if you have a busy band like SepticFlesh. There's a lot of things happening besides it. Even when you're done with the album, you start touring, and then you come back home and you have to start to do other things. And writing an own album where you just do everything, it just takes time. And with my previous albums, it was always that either I had no band or it was a big period where I played no shows. And so I could be creative. The good thing is that I don't have to force it. I just do whatever I want, whenever I want. And so right now, I don't see that happening, except I have done all my duties and they're still quarantined, and maybe I sit down and write something. But right now, no.
That's cool. I loved your stuff, like in the past. So
thank you.
So KRIMH, what is your favorite SepticFlesh song to play?
I think Prototype has like everything inside. It's melodic, it's fast, it's challenging, it has tempo changes, it's modern, it's also classic SepticFlesh. It's a nice one to play.
All right. And I already asked. You got Eugene. You got this question as well about Fleshgod, and you can tell again. What's your favorite song to play?
Yeah, I love Cold as Perfection. And you might. I was just thinking because like Epilogue also is one of my favorites to play. And I'm not saying this because those songs are mostly slow and I'm being lazy. Because probably some of you might have known me for playing fast extreme stuff. And I do enjoy playing slow stuff because I have more time to listen to all the arrangements and all that stuff and kind of, let's say, dive into the atmosphere. And I mentioned already that before, that playing the Cold as Perfection or some other, I don't know, slow songs, they have like there's so many orchestral arrangements that you just like listen to that while you're playing, and it's like you're in a movie. So you feel like it's a movie score, and then you're telling the story, and then the whole song is. How long is it? How long is Cold as Perfection? Like 6-7
I think
minutes
it's like
something.
6:30, 7.
Yeah. And so like it is long, and you kind of feel the story is revolving around something, like progresses and then escalating and then calming down. Yeah, that's very cool. It is like I honestly imagine myself when we were playing that song. I imagine myself like playing with a huge ass orchestra on a huge ass stage with a huge ass screen in the back, and there's like some kind of movie or something going on.
Come on,
and like it's like.
This sounds like this sounds like what KRIMH should have felt when they did the big show in Mexico with the full orchestra, something like that.
Yeah.
Tell us about that thing. I know stories like backstage stories about how loud all this was, on stage, and how hard it was to play.
Well, it was crazy.
Oh, really?
As you mentioned before with your tour, that for your tour of the US, you had almost a year of preparation. It was the same here. It was crazy. Christos especially, he had to rearrange the scores, and then I helped him out, prepare like a click track for the conductor, a separate click track for me. We had to figure out how we should do that. We sent it to them, and it was a lot of pressure, right? Because it was like this one show, and we want to film it, and we had literally 3 rehearsals. So we did.
Oh.
So so we did the US tour. Eugene, what happened? He got flipped. So anyways, we had the US tour, and then yes, you're still here. I see you.
Okay.
Yes. We had the US tour, and then we had to go to Mexico City, and we started practicing. And I think with the band all together, we had one rehearsal. And I played with them for 3 days. And then it was like, okay, so this is the stage, and they built up the stage, and it was crazy. And I'm in the middle of everyone. And then a sound check, and all of a sudden it's showtime. And you're like, what? That's it? You have to play it now? I don't remember much from the show, as I was literally in the zone just to survive. Survive is a bad word, but
but I know the feeling.
Stress.
Because the conductor
sometimes it's
you know, the conductor and we were the guys that had to always look to each other and, okay, is everyone ready? And whenever he gave me the sign, then I started to push the click track in order for him to count everyone in the correct time.
Oh, yeah.
So
this guy is asking, when is the SepticFlesh DVD coming out?
I don't know.
You don't know yet?
No.
Okay.
I personally don't know. Maybe my other guys know. Because the plans have changed all the time.
A lot of things in the industry changed, and a lot of bands had to postpone their releases. So right now, I understand that people really, they are hungry for new music, new material. I understand this, but it's very hard to rearrange, reschedule everything in a condition like this, especially when the physical copies cannot be distributed. The same thing with the vinyls and etc. Everything is slowing down, and even all the companies in general are slowing down and had to postpone the releases. So many bands are suffering this, and there is this condition of which is completely unpredictable. Sometimes, if you have a clear schedule, okay, this month it's going to happen this other month it's going to happen that, and now it's just, okay, let's see, and it's more like every week they reschedule everything. So all right, thank you. We of course I'm reading as much as I can the questions, but also thank you, and thank you on behalf of KRIMH and Eugene for all the compliments and all the very positive words, and the beautiful words that you are writing. Thank you very much. So there was another very cool question, but I lost it. There's too many.
Yes, too many.
Especially on Instagram, is like is all right. How was the show in Greece? With the Metal Hammer show, I think that 35 years.
This one.
Yeah, this one, and this is what I found. No, but there's a lot of things going up. People are wondering, and I'm hoping you will release videos soon. Okay, so let's see if there's more stuff. Okay, respect from me. Iran is another country which is very. All right, so I see a lot of people on Instagram saying both, but we are 3 people right now.
Yeah.
So
we're 3. Go.
Again, okay. If you want to see 3 of us, you have to go back to the Facebook page. All right. Ciao, Veronica. Veronica is with us.
Oh, perfect.
Oh,
okay. Hi, Kim. What is the most difficult 40s era SepticFlesh song to play?
The most difficult one. Well, we don't play all of them, but I think Burn was pretty tough one. Prototype is pretty tough as well. The Great Mass has some pretty crazy stuff in there. The cool thing is, though, that I just feel very comfortable with his beats. I feel like that we have a similar style of playing, so it didn't take me too long in order to get used to his drumming. Because it's another thing I wanted to...
Why are you laughing?
No, I wish I could say that.
Oh, fuck you, man.
Yeah, but I had Behemoth. It was opposite. It's different. But the cool thing is,
he's always complaining, but he's playing the stuff way better than me.
I couldn't see any mistakes he did. It was perfect.
Yeah, no, it's not about complaining. I find it very, very cool because Francesco never thinks as a drummer when he composes drum parts, and that's insane. And I do believe I said that in the past, and I will say it in the future, that guitar players are capable of composing drum parts that drummers could never be able to even think of, because they're never thinking of practical application of those parts.
Yes,
they only think of what sounds good in the music.
And then you want to shoot guitar play.
Yeah.
Especially now. Yeah, but back in the days, it was like a mixed feeling, like I was like, okay, I should play something which fits perfectly with the music, but at the same time is actually doable. Right now, I don't care about the second part anymore. It's
that's our problem.
I just don't care. I mean, like, okay, this sounds good. I'm a guitar player. I don't know. I just send the part.
That's the cool part, because we have someone here that has you do both sides, and I wanted to also, because you mentioned that once, that you said to me that you cannot compare. Like, I know how it is to be a drummer, and now I'm the vocalist and frontman and guitar player. You cannot compare this from being a drummer to.
I think that the drumming and the drummers are, I'm kind of especially in this genre, they are heroes. Sometimes I felt like a hero going on stage with like very bad conditions, or super tired, or with really monster kids that were totally unplayable, like with kids made with 5-6 different kids put together, stuff like that, like multicolor kit, like,
oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, and you still the only thing was like to focus and deliver, and I was telling the other guys, I was like, guys, you see sometimes me, I'm upset, or I'm just very tired, or I'm not in the party mood, because this is sometimes is very exhausting, and now that I'm on the other side, I can tell that I was totally right. I'm in vacation right now. I feel like,
but that's only because you can compare it to something. There are still frontmen like you who never played drums, and they're still complaining only because they cannot compare to anything else.
I mean, like, I can have like issues like, I have a low voice, or I don't feel in the right mood, or sometimes I guess that the most tough part right now is when you especially when you go on tour supporting another band, is you find a very cold crowd or stuff like that. So you really have to give like 300%, to bring all these people into the show, and that kind of effort like that I do as a frontman is kind of comparable to the effort that I used to do when I was like not in the mood of playing, but still had to play drums.
Yeah, of course.
That is a kind of like, it's a similar feeling, but of course it's not as exhausting at all. So there's also this physical aspect in the drumming, which is very important. That makes the big difference, I guess.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So let me check. Okay. What defines a cool crowd for you guys? Wow.
A cool crowd doesn't have to be a big crowd, but it's for me, it's always when there's even like 1 or 2 people inside that are just like enjoying it, and you just feel this energy, and You just don't give a fuck about the rest of the world. You just, in the moment, you enjoy it. And of course, it's amazing when you play in front of a big festival crowd and everybody's jumping with you or screaming. But I felt also the small shows can be amazing. So it's more about this specific atmosphere that it is there. You know, you can play in front of 1,000 people and they're cold, or you play in front of 30 people and you just feel like they're here, you know, for you, and they really want to hear you and they scream their lungs out. So that's for me. Yeah. It's always the connection between the people.
What about you, Eugene?
Yeah, I agree, of course, with most of what KRIMH said. And I just wanted to add that I do believe that the coolest crowd is always the one. Let's say if you're in the middle of a tour and all this playing every night becomes sometimes a boring routine, or let's say more of a background automated process. So you're not really even thinking, okay, this is a show. It's like becomes a thing that you do every day. And sometimes you just play a show with this ultimate poker face, not even like thinking about what am I going to eat tonight after the show, you know, like in the middle of the songs. And then if there's a crowd that can make you smile and remind you of why you are here right now, why you're doing it, and you're like bringing you back to life, you're like, oh yes, this is why I'm doing it, thank you, you know. So this is what I do believe is like the best crowd that can bring you back to planet Earth, you know.
Oh yeah, you really think about playing what you should eat afterwards?
I did.
We taught him well, because now he becoming Italian. So it's like, okay, what kind of pizza I'm gonna?
Last year in the US, I was obsessed with buying different kind of weird sugar-free ice creams and stuff. And I like when I went to Walmart, I had like 5 or 6 buckets of this sugar-free keto ice cream, and I kept it in the freezer. And I was like, I always packed the freezer full of my ice cream. That was the only thing that was in there. And sometimes I loved it so much that I was playing a show and thinking like, oh, I cannot wait till I get back to the bus and eat all that ice cream, because sometimes I ate like three buckets of those, like small ones, but still, you know. Yeah.
Nah, I don't have time for that. I just try.
For you, what is the key of the good music? This is a tough one.
Yeah, because it's so individual. But
groove.
No, for me, again, it doesn't matter what music that is. If it's electronic music, classical music, metal music, it just has to trigger a certain feeling in me and a certain mood and a smile, and just, or not even a smile, but when it's like a fast, aggressive song that I just feel like it just triggers something, a reaction in me, something that wants to make me listen to it again, and just gives me a specific mood, you know. If I feel like bored of something, then obviously that's not maybe very complicated or well-arranged music, but for me personally, it doesn't give me the feeling I'm aiming for. So it's, for me, it's always this, no matter what genre, it's always about what kind of feeling it can trigger in me.
Yeah, I agree. For me, it's the same. Like
I have like this thing that I always compare the music I listen to. The best one is the one that can help you fall asleep on a plane, you know, because like I hate sleeping on planes. It's hard, you're tired, but the one that gets you kind of like, you can relax the most too and enjoy, it's that the one gets the prize. Yeah,
that's a very specific thing, you know.
We fucking discovered the monster.
Yeah.
No, honestly, like there's just like some music that I'm tired or it's uncomfortable or whatever. I can even fall asleep standing just listening to it, because I was like, yes, just leave me alone, let me enjoy this, and I'm gonna talk to you later. So
when playing in clubs, do you like hang around with your fans before or after your performances, signing autographs or taking photos together?
Sorry, I didn't listen because I just saw that something went wrong with the Instagram live, or is it just me?
Yeah. No. Let me share this and we do another one maybe?
Yes.
Okay.
Technically.
Sure. I think that it's like there is a limitation of 1 hour or something like that, maybe.
Could be.
Yeah. So let's start again.
So I just open it.
How do you guys feel? Actually, we were answering to that. I like to go around in the crowd and spend some time with the fans. I definitely like it.
Yes.
I don't know if it's gonna be if we're gonna be able to do something like this in the near future, because I think that we will have like very severe restrictions in clubs with the amount of people, or like you have to keep like 1 meter, 1.5 meter distance or stuff like that.
Yeah, or everybody wears a mask.
All right, I'm adding. Sorry, guys. All right, I'm adding KRIMH. Yeah. Sorry, guys. On Instagram, there is this like 1 hour limitation, so
We're
no
back
volume.
on track.
All right, so just me check. Can you hear me on Instagram? Can you hear me? There it is. Cool. If you cannot hear me on Instagram, go to the fucking... All right. This is super professional banner. So, all right. So, how do you guys feel about people watching you from their phones at live shows? Let me answer first. That was a prediction, because right now everyone who wants to watch a show has to watch a fucking show from his phone. So I think right now they will blame themselves because of that. You know, they missed the chance to enjoy the show really when it was possible, and now that they have to attend the show which is virtual, a digital show, and they're forced to do it on the fucking phone or the laptop, you know, they should be like
laptop. Imagine somebody with a laptop at the show.
Yeah. Like,
I don't know.
What about you guys? What do you think about this? People filming and focusing much more on filming than. Well, of course, everyone is free to do whatever they like, but
yeah,
I think they missed something. Like they missed the moment, okay, and now they regret, because actually this is gonna be on for months, and as I said, you know, I think we're gonna go back to a real normality, if we go back to normality next year. So this cold and very restricted way of attending shows and performing is gonna last a little bit longer than we expect. So that's my opinion.
I mean, you can put out your phone, but I always figured if it's the whole show and they shove the phone in your face while you're on the stage, this is always very rude, you know. Sometimes there are people in the first row that just do like a live stream, and they just, you know, have the front camera and they just turn the back to you as a musician just in order to be also on the screen. It's just like that's not the idea of a live show. Just go home and watch DVD, you know.
I don't 100% agree with all of what you said. I'm gonna say the opposite. That question was actually from Erica that I know. Hi, Erica, and thanks for the question. Yeah, you know what I think about this? I think because like maybe some of you think that it's annoying, and when you see people filming you all the time, it's like, come on, stop it. Like, that's not cool, because you should have fun right now. But honestly, I try not to judge people, because of course, when I attended shows in the past, and I still attend right now, sometimes I even like make a 10 or 15 second short clip with a very, very shitty phone, shitty video quality, audio quality, super duper distorted. And sometimes I can hold on to that video for months, watching from home, like, oh, and it's like just you don't see anything, you cannot hear anything, but you're like, this is something very special, you know. And even that kind of short clip that you filmed there front row brings you back to the show. Like you can relive it, because like, yeah, this is something personal. I mean, for you, when you do that, when you like post it online, yeah, sure, that's also cool, but probably it doesn't mean as much for other people as it did for you, you know.
I think it depends on the length. Like if it's everybody does short videos, me too. Haha, but if it's constantly, you know, and then turn on the flash as well, and there's like this dot.
Flash, yeah. Flash, it's like in a zoo. You should like put the sign that the flash scares the musicians. You know, you should not use
and
the
flash. Strobo light is behind you, just freaking you out. But
that's different. That's different. Yeah. Do not feed the musicians.
Depends. This guy's as the answer. It depends how drunk we are.
Okay.
Okay. Fair enough.
What's your take on professional photographers at the shows? I like really admire them because most of the time they are not even paid for this job, and I really respect their job, and I think it is essential, especially in the underground, because it allows us to have always some content, some material to share and to promote the band actually, and most of the time it's for free, and that's great. You know, it's very important for us and for the underground to have all this voluntary movement of people contributing to make the underground and the death metal scene grow and be still as big as before, if not even bigger maybe somehow now. This guy Paulino says that I'm guilty of filming videos at shows, but honestly, it's because I want to have this memory as long as possible. Yeah, as I said, that I mean, like, I'm not judging. I'm just suggesting that sometimes, especially when there is a band that you really care of, that you really love, to enjoy that thing and stick it into your memory instead of your memory card.
Wow, what a wise.
Wow.
Wow, guys,
that was cool.
Should I remember that I'm the older one, so I have to deliver some wise concept. Okay.
Drop some heavy wisdom.
Yeah, heavy wisdom. How do you feel about venues that prohibit stage diving or wall of death? It depends. You know, I understand if this happens in South America, because most of the times people die down there. Or another one was in Indonesia. Indonesia was fucking wild. That was wild. So I guess that it's the way to keep the death toll under 50 people per show.
For me, it's always scary when I'm at shows where the military is literally the security guards. You know, if you're in some exotic countries.
That was a Sabaton show.
No, it wasn't a Sabaton show. It was, I think it was it a festival with Behemoth it was Indonesia, if I'm not mistaken. It's somewhere in some Asian country, and it was like scary that you have like machine gun people standing around. It's like, okay.
So you guys a few years ago. Oh, sorry, KRIMH.
No, it's okay. That's it.
That's interrupted. It. Okay. So you guys a few years ago in the South Africa, Cape Town, that was great.
That was amazing. Yes,
that was amazing.
That.
Yeah.
It's cool.
All right. What is your perspective on psychedelic drugs?
Never took any drugs.
I think we are the most wrong people to ask something.
No,
like
Eugene, he looks like
totally unindicated. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry to disappoint everybody who thought rock and roll is all fun, but no.
Yeah.
You don't use it for the airplane to fall asleep while listening some blast beats. It's 360 beats per minute. Just drop some.
No. I'm just listening to your drumming.
Oh,
fall asleep.
Yeah. Slow for you.
I just want to say that I absolutely loved seeing Fleshgod and SepticFlesh tour in Australia in 2014. Yeah, actually, we played with SepticFlesh everywhere in the world. Unbelievable. Right? It was like, yeah, we did Australia, we did North America, Europe, and South America, and you were in the band. So now we got Eugene. We have to do it, from scratch once again.
Sorry.
Yeah, let's start this Septic Fleshgod tour.
Madness.
Madness.
The loudest. This is the loudest.
Eugene likes mushrooms. Come on,
mushrooms. Okay.
Mushrooms.
I never tried mushrooms, so I mean those kind of mushrooms.
Yeah,
but and
if we make
there's something asking about alcohol, I just don't want to answer about this. I mean, like alcohol is a different thing, Okay.
Yeah, they it's not considered to be a drug in Italy, especially in Italy. Good quality alcohol is something that you just enjoy.
Yeah, of course, it depends. You don't have to exaggerate, you just have to, you have to always have to be a little bit high, let's say, but it's like when you feel that you are coming back to reality, you give a little sip and then you go back to your beautiful world. It's, this is the secret. You have to, always try to keep it kind of, I don't know, magic. Okay. All right. So show your cats. My cat is somewhere in the woods right now, so I don't know.
In the woods.
What is your perspective on church burnings in the black metal scene?
Okay. What an interesting question.
What is our perspective? We are KRIMH. What do you think about it?
No comment. Who?
No comment. I think that maybe back in the days it was a little bit different. Right now it was an act of rebellion. Let's say something like that. Back in the days, still very extreme, and we just it was entertaining. Let's say something like that.
For who? Kept you warm.
Yeah. Okay. Will I still be able to bring you snacks like the strawberry cheesecakes bites I usually make for you guys? Of course. You're always welcome. Of course. This is the kind of questions and comments we like. All right. So Anastasia says that she saw us in Seattle, Washington, with Hypocrisy. She fell in love with our music. Thank you very much. And her cat is running after the chickens right now.
Cool.
I think it's a cool, hobby for a cat.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a good one. Are bands making the most money nowadays? As it's merch or live shows?
Today, probably not live shows.
Yeah. If you want to support your bands, you should buy merchandise and music right now, and try to give a hand, like just by buying some items. And I don't know if you guys in SepticFlesh you have a store like
we do have a web store.
You have a band web store?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the commercial time. Go ahead. What's the link?
I don't know the link.
You're not ready. Okay.
I'm not.
While you look for it, I will try with mine. So if you wanna help us, you wanna support the band now. There's the best way to do it is going to shop.fleshgodapocalypse.com, and you purchase a T-shirt. You purchase some items, and of course CDs and vinyls are there. Also, we just released a brand new T-shirt. The design has been donated by Travis Smith, none less than Travis Smith, that did the Veleno cover, for example. And it's a stunning art. So go there and get a T-shirt, get some stuff there. And it's much appreciated by the band. So what about SepticFlesh?
It's very easy too.
What's the link?
shop.septicflesh.com. So it's the same thing, just with SepticFlesh, not Fleshgod.
Yeah, so Joe, just go there and buy some SepticFlesh t-shirt or music, whatever you find there, just go and get some stuff.
Yes.
Okay. How do bands determine the ticket prices? We don't determine the ticket prices. Nope. This is for Eugene. When learning the drum parts for Fleshgod, did you have the set you needed to learn, or were you already familiar with a lot of the music?
Yes, I did have the set. No, I was not familiar with the music, actually. That was the most stuff that I learned, I've never even heard. And even till now, some of the songs I never heard. Even, I don't know, like the stuff that we play, because we use like in-ear monitors, and what I have a metronome, I have the orchestral arrangements, and I think that's it, and maybe a little bit of guitar or something. So I don't even know the vocal structures or like anything like this, and I haven't listened to some of the songs as they are originally. And like when we play live, I don't hear anything because we have no wedges on stage. And so I was like, yeah, I don't even know what's going on. And there was like one thing that I was practicing the set list for a month. I was playing the Fool, and then first time I ever heard it on YouTube, and I was like, whoa, there's a guitar solo there, and I never knew about that. And then it actually caused more problems than I thought, because a lot of the extra instrument, they started throwing me off, and like, what is this? What is this thing? Is it supposed to be there? I'm used to silence, so be careful with that.
Just, he goes on stage, you just go in the back, and then the monkey plays.
Yeah, I wish it could be that easy. But
this is a very drumming technique question about what's in your opinion the most efficient drum technique to play double bass at fast tempos between double strokes, swivel. I think these guys are playing swivels. I play double strokes. I think that the best technique is the one that fits you better. The one that's easiest for you. And this one is like. I first saw Fleshgod in 2010 when I was drumming. I'm really happy to see how far you guys and SepticFlesh have come in the last few years. Thank you very much. It's because of you guys. If you could tour with any metal band after this pandemic is over, which band would it be and why?
Fleshgod. We should do it.
SepticFlesh.
SepticFlesh. Yeah, I wanted to say that first.
The loudest tour on the planet. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Was insulting.
And this one is for I'm currently in New Zealand. What's the most obscure country you have played in or want to play after this lockdown? What's an obscure country?
Maybe exotic, like where it's not much. What is not the main market? Maybe I would say for me was Nepal.
Obscure. I have no idea. Actually, New Zealand wasn't obscure at all. It was fucking beautiful.
It was.
Yeah, it was marvelous.
It's Middle Earth.
Correct.
Okay, now people are arguing about pineapple on pizza. Yeah, or you already know our position about this. Yeah, typical. Yeah. Okay. Ruth De La Rosa. I'm sorry. I think I'm lost. But who is the other guy? The other guys are KRIMH on top.
That's Francesco. The other guy is
Eugene, which is Fleshgod drummer, on the bottom. I just want to say all three of you are a great inspiration to me. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. Okay. You like the alliance between Fleshgod and SepticFlesh. Thank you. We love to be with these guys. All right. So, favorite country to play?
Unfair question.
Yes, it's hard to say.
Hard to say, yeah.
I mean, I always enjoy playing in Russia, as it is. It's always a bit wild. It feels like people are still hungry, and it's always a bit of an adventure. But depends, can be in Europe the same crazy crowd. What about you?
Let's see. Let's say that probably every country is kind of special somehow. So it's sometimes maybe the show is not the best show, but the place is so cool, the organizers and the people are so cool that you enjoy it anyway, So it's,
and the food.
Sometimes it's a very mixed feeling thing. It's not easy to answer. KRIMH, what do you think about Russia?
About the country or about the people? I mean, for me, I always was fascinated by the country, and I love Russia. It's always good to be there. The people are very welcoming. It's always a bit crazy there, so you never know what's going to happen. Politically, I don't want to say anything about that, but the people I really like a lot. The food is good, and maybe one day I should go to Siberia and just check out more of the country. It's just too big, I don't see
make sure
enough.
You bring your bike.
Sure. I would take the train, but okay, I can take the bike also.
Yeah, there are no roads.
Also a good jacket, man.
What this?
And also a very good winter jacket.
That's what you mean.
Yeah, I'm gonna help you.
All right, so where was this? Nope. All right. I was checking on Instagram as well because there are many people writing, and no, it's not getting political. Come on, guys. Fuck Russian policy said. No. We're not talking about this here. All right. How did you meet Veronica? She's a great friend of ours since way before then. She's from the same area. For everybody, what's the first show you played as drummers? My first show that I played as drummer was in Milan at Tattoo That Fest in 2009, I guess, or 2010. Oh, no, 2009. What about you guys?
The first show as a professional drummer or as a drummer? Because professional drummer...
As a professional drummer. The first real show.
That was on my birthday with Decapitated in Katowice, 2010.
Cool.
With Hypocrisy, and it was minus 20 degrees outside. And that was
a cool start. Very cool start. What about you, Eugene?
The first ever show that I played was in my hometown of Uzhgorod in Ukraine. Karen was there. Yes, Uzhgorod. And that was 2007, I think August 25 or 26. I remember exactly, almost end of summer, and I performed with a punk hardcore band, and it was crazy. It was South America. People were on stage all the time, and it was awesome. I played really bad, but it was super cool. Yeah.
Was it this one venue that it's
It was outdoors. It was outside.
Okay,
not the one where you played. No, not that one.
You know which one I mean.
No, Alessandro,
the one that looks
is saying as drummer, non-professional. As a drummer, what instead? That mine was the same.
No,
my first show was already professional, kinda. What about you? Non-professional one?
The non-professional was, I think, around 2004, 2003, 4. It was a show where we played some cover songs, and it was somewhere in the mountain area. And exactly.
If you don't hear Eugene, it's because it's not on Instagram. You have to go to Facebook, move to Fleshgod Facebook page. We still have some maybe 10 minutes before we go to bed because we are very, what is it? It's 6 minutes. maybe we'll do like a little bit extra, but just because it's the first time. So a couple of questions, and then we start saying goodbye. Pick February 2019 album each.
Oh, cool.
You start.
I just listened to yesterday to Ultimus, if that's pronounced like that. The Something Wicked Marches, whatever it's called. I don't know, but it's like one of probably my favorite death metal album of the last, if it's 2019, I think it's 2019. It's awesome. And I listened to it like 6 months ago or something. And yesterday I refreshed my memory and it was like, yeah, cool. I really, really like everything about it. Guitar riffs, awesome. Vocals, awesome. Drums, awesome. Everything.
Don't talk about that singer, because I feel it's one of my favorites of all time. So
David,
for me it's like I think that singing, they singing is kind of like Russell Allen. You can write shitty music, then he sings on top and becomes gold. It's like Midas. It's that voice is so good, that the interpretation is so good that you can suck as a musician, and your band is going to be successful as long as you have one of these singers like Russell Allen from Symphony X. The same thing. When I hear him singing, it's like it's magic. It's like, what is this shit? This is a fucking shitty song, and then he starts singing and it becomes. Probably this is my favorite album ever, and it's unbelievable. I'm very jealous, really. And what about you? What's your favorite album from 2019?
I have none. I say the truth. I'm like really bad if it comes to releases and when exactly it was. So I give the question to you.
All right. So. The best album of 2019 is, of course, Veleno from Fleshgod Apocalypse.
Of course.
Of course, it's a self promotion, but it's our times for musicians right now. So we have we have to try our best. Okay, so. Any weird tour story? We close with this. What's the weirdest story on tour for you guys? I know some weird story from Eugene. I don't know if all of them are. I don't think it's the right moment to dig this deep. Maybe like
the weird stories. Well,
weird story.
Every tour has some weird stuff, but for me somehow the US tours, especially the Summer Slaughter tour I did 2010. Decapitated. It was so many bands, and I got the nickname the Horse there, and the reason was because I was sleeping early as usual, and my hair were hanging out of the bunk, and our sound guy Knobs, he was constantly stoned, and they had a party, and because in the US you have to walk back and forth between the lounges, and you will walk through the sleeping area. And I was sleeping, and then my hair hanging out, and he's like telling to his guys like, "Oh, look at this!" And he sniffs my hair, and he's like, "Look, there's a horse inside." So all of a sudden, it became the Horse. And I just remember this weed smell constantly in this bus was outrageous.
What about you, Jim?
Weird stories. I'm trying to think of. There's one weird tour story that's like happening right now because we were supposed to be in the US and now we're at home. So
this is definitely the worst.
No, I mean I don't know, like nothing. I think I'm lucky to say that nothing really bad or terrible happened, like something like canceling or getting hospitalized or going home early or some big trouble. I don't think so. Maybe it's gonna happen to me in the future, but I'm prepared for it.
Fleshgod are let's say that we are experts on this kind of stuff.
Yes, very very important. I never none of my stuff got ever stolen. I know this is a sensitive topic, but also airports. Like I had never had like lost luggage in the airports or something. Had delays, of course. reschedule it. But I think I am lucky. So
yeah, we had like tons of stories, and yeah, it's a positive, weird, or very negatives. And let's say that one of the weirdest thing is that once in Russia, the first time we went to Russia, we got kind of arrested with all the gear, and we have to stay at the custom for 4 days with no food, nothing, because they want to take all the gear that we had because of papers that were in Cyrillic, and there was a little bit of a mess with the promoter. It was back in the days we were very young and very brave, but also very stupid, and so
maybe
it was a mess one. I think I'm gonna do a special episode about all these stories about how Flesh got fucked up in their history, like because we are kind of like professional fuckers, It's like some kind of. All right, so it is 1 hour and a half that we are already talking with you guys. It's been a pleasure. It's been very smooth so far, and I'm very happy that KRIMH agreed to be with us in the first episode of this series, hopefully long series of episodes in which we entertain you. We spend some time with you every Saturday night. Thank you, Eugene, of course, for being part of this, because I was very, it's, I am a front man. I have to entertain people, whatever, but I was shitting my pants off because it's before of this, because it was like, okay, this time, it's totally different. I'm going to talk to a very relevant amount of people. I have to entertain them, without a guitar or without shouting to a mic. So thank you very much. I want to spoiler that next week at 9 p.m. Central European Time, there's going to be the second episode of the Saturday Night Lockdown, and I wrote here the right pronunciation. Eugene Valgren from the almighty Amon Amarth is going to be the next guest of the, and so next week we're going to have Joachim joining me in this very chill chat that we have online live. Thank you very much. Yeah. Okay. We have to find a way to. You have to find a way to send that helm over.
Okay.
I really do need this for the next week. So I love you too, guys. I'm seeing a lot of people are writing. Once again, if you want to support Fleshgod or SepticFlesh, just go to shop.fleshgodapocalypse.com or shop.septicflesh.com, which are our official stores. If you purchase stuff there, all the money go directly to the bands. So there's no commission, nothing. So it helps a lot now to stay alive. Yeah. And so thank you once again. Thanks, KRIMH. Thanks, Eugene.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching, for being with us. And see you next week. Again, 9 p.m. on Fleshgod Apocalypse Facebook and Fleshgod Apocalypse Instagram. Next Saturday, 9 p.m. with Joachim Valgren from Amon Amarth. Ciao, and have a good night. Stay safe. Stay home. And, see you next week. Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
Tschüss, Papa.